Don't know why the mic was muted. Anyway, guys, welcome to this stream. Apologies, I was meant to do this slightly earlier. But anyway, and going to get into this Carabao Cup second round draw reaction. And already I'm a bit fucking annoyed because we got Bournemouth and away. And I just cannot. I've grown to hate these guys. I'm afraid. After what they've been saying about us, keep saying we're going to get relegated. Every stream I've seen, Bournemouth fans saying we're Brentford getting relegated, and I really have had enough of it. And I just think they're big hypocrites. They're saying, they've lost, you lost Bramer, you're losing Visser, you're losing this, lost the manager. But at the end of the day, we're still good enough. If people think we're still shit now, we're going to be absolutely shit. But they got another thing coming. They got a rude awakening. Because we are replacing, by the way. We're getting our replacements in. And one of them is Calimiendo. And that won't be far away now, I think, because obviously the talks have advanced really well. So we're going to get this young man in, 23-year-old. Got a higher ceiling, apparently, than Visser. So, if anything, we're getting an upgrade on Visser. Or an upgrade maybe, well, I could say an upgrade on Bramo, but we are getting the players in. Apparently, the speaking of Bournemouth, we're getting Dango Ouattara. Apparently, that is still happening. That's the only thing I like Bournemouth for. Is that obviously we're going to get Ouattara in. That's the only thing I like about Bournemouth. Well, we're going to get Ouattara in, so that's good. Anyway, obviously they're going to do this reaction. A few people in the comments. Luca talks Dons. Hi, big up to you, bro. Thanks for coming in as usual. And Oris, the course. Oris talks football. I'll be up to you, bro, as well. Grimsby away. The scenes when they knock out United. You really think they will? Mate, you must be bad if you lose to Grimsby. But then again, we lost to Plymouth, didn't we, in the FA Cup? So you never know. I will join in a bit, just having dinner, bro. No worries, man. Take your time, mate. It's cool. No rush. Make sure you guys smash the likes there, definitely. Keep smashing the likes and subbing. Up to 165 subs now. So I'm really getting there. I'm getting to 200 fairly quick. Can't wait to do that. Can't wait to do that milestone. Another stream. Oris, yeah. The alcohol you are drinking. No, it's not, mate, unfortunately. No, I wish it was, because I feel like getting drunk, because I'm getting so annoyed that we got Bournemouth now. And I really hate them, And no doubt they think now they're gonna beat us easily. They're gonna knock us out of this. Well, I don't care what they think, to be quite honest with you. I don't give a shit, because basically they can go and talk about what they want, because they lost a load of players as well, and they're going to be weaker this season. And actually, I put them down there. I didn't put them to get relegated, but I put them about 15th, if you remember rightly. I think Oris, when I done your stream yesterday, I put Bournemouth in 15th. So, and here is the full draw. Obviously, this is the second round. Southern, the southern part, which we're in. Of course, that is the main one there. Bournemouth and, well, for me, Bournemouth and Brentford. Obviously, Bromley and Wickham. I'm sure Bromley would have loved a really big team, but Wickham were a good team. So, Wickham might fancy their chances, I guess, there, you would think. And Wolves, West Ham, well, all Premier. Wonder who you get through there, but they're both teams I think will struggle this season though in the Premier. And of course Swansea, Plymouth, our old friends, Plymouth there, our old mates, away to Swansea. Yeah, Norwich, Southampton, all Championship, of course. Millwall, Coventry. Fulham, Bristol City. I'm sure I know about Harry if you're like that. I'm sure you'll beat them, bro. I hope you knock Fulham out. Can't stand Fulham either. That'd be amazing if you could. Anyway, I've got Manny here waiting, so I'll bring him on now to discuss all this. Hold on, did I bring this up? No, I didn't. Hold on. I thought I put this up, but I didn't. Where is it? There we go. Starting off with this is obviously the southern section that we're in. So with that, I'm going to bring on Manny. Be up to you, sir. Hope you're well this evening.
Good evening, Manny. Steve. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. Fine. Yeah. Oh, there's no echo here. No echo.
Yeah, perfect. I've just, changed the settings. I've reworked them. I do hear an echo from your side. I'm being repeated, but we'll work with it. And, I'm really sorry that, the enmity between the Cherries and the Bees has sort of, been taken up a bit of a notch right now. And obviously, I remember you saying, you cursing your luck that you got drawn with them. And, Bournemouth have actually done their bit to shore up their defense. Obviously, they lost Huyson and Kirkers, who have moved to Real Madrid and Liverpool, respectively. But they shored up the gap at left back by buying this French guy named Truffert, who was playing in pre-season. And in recent times, they've also bought another chap named Diakite, who played at Lille. So Diakite obviously has some European pedigree from the Conference League and the Champions League. And the other thing about clubs like both Bournemouth and Brentford, you've lost quite a few players over the summer, but you've definitely worked very hard to get some good replacements. And this is what I kind of like about both clubs, especially, Andrew's trying to do what, Frank obviously was doing when he was manager, making sure that, there's a good scouting network and you've got some good people in mind. And, some of these guys are quite ambitious and proven, and they want to come to the Premiership. So it's looking good. I don't think either of your teams are going to get relegated. And, next time I'm on the UTCIAD panel with the boys and maybe Douglas Horn from the Dugout Football Channel, I will remind them of that, and you should probably end up getting a little bit of an apology. But again, mate, these are just predictions. These are just opinions. And half the time, what we think will happen doesn't happen at all. I mean, nobody would have predicted that, Manchester United would finish 16th in the league and fail to qualify for Europe. Nobody would have predicted that Spurs would finish 17th and win the Europa League. Crazy, isn't it?
It sure is. It sure is, mate. But yeah, is any other big ties you like the look of here? This is obviously the southern section. Ain't moved up onto the northern one. But anything else there? You got Bromley? Yeah. Wickham?
Obviously, Bromley did quite well beating Ipswich 5-4 on penalties. That Ipswich team, of course, as you know, was in the Premiership last season and has still maintained a pretty decent core of players who were in the team. They also made an acquisition during the summer when they brought in Ashley Young, the former England, Manchester United and Aston Villa defender. And there was a little video of him saying, after he got stuck in that draw to Birmingham City at St. Andrews, he was, kind of... I wouldn't say he was harassed a bit, but then later on he did say, that's okay, I'm used to dealing with this sort of stuff because I played for Aston Villa, the biggest club in Birmingham. He knows how to wind up those Birmingham City supporters. Ashley never changed. So Bromley are going to be on a high. and they did quite well, and I think they've got a good tie. Obviously, the Wolves-West Ham tie will be between two teams that I expected to struggle very badly in the Premiership, but I think they will somehow find a way to stay up, even if it's by the skin of their teeth. Fulham against Bristol City. Now, Fulham are very much a Jekyll and Hyde team. They have this knack of being able to beat teams that are placed very highly above them in the Premiership, but against lesser teams they will struggle, and they've also had a tendency to struggle in these cup ties against the smaller teams. So this is going to be very, very interesting indeed. I think one of our mates is a Bristol City fan, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Harry Minton.
Yes. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting indeed. Coventry City, of course, coming through a very attritional game against Luton Town. The Norwich-Southampton game, obviously, will be very interesting. And then you got Brighton and Hove Albion up against Oxford United. And again, that could also potentially be a bit of a banana skin if, Brighton don't take this seriously. This EFL Cup should be taken a lot more seriously by the bigger teams, but the fact that there's not that much being offered in terms of a cash prize means that you will hardly see many of the bigger teams take it seriously. So you never know. You could have a situation where one of these lesser teams makes a brilliant run. And it's happened before. Remember Bradford City, who made it all the way to, I think it was the final once, and they lost to Swansea City of all teams. So, yeah, I mean, all I can say to the bigger teams is you better watch out because the lesser teams are about, just like Jeremy Beadle. Lord rest his soul.
Yeah, but this time it's not a prank. No. But yeah, yeah, I always remember that Beatles Bout. Used to love that show. And Game for a Laugh. Remember all that as well.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if you enjoyed Noel Edmonds, the Saturday Road Show, Deal or No Deal.
Oh, yeah, Deal or No Deal. That came back, didn't it, as well? Stephen Mulhern. I think it was better with Noel Edmonds, to be honest, but there you go. Don't really watch it much now. But yeah, getting back to this, really, which is what we're talking about. And so, can you see any sort of upsets here in this one, Manny, this section, before I get to the northern one? Trying to get onto the actual thing again.
It's hard to say. I mean, obviously, I do remember talking about the All Premiership clashes, and some games in some All Championship ties. I think we could end up seeing a League One team doing pretty well, because I don't know if I think there might be some. There is one Premiership team up against, I think, Oxford United, who are in League One, if memory serves me right. And a potential shock over here, Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, you remember back in the day when the Premiership came into being, they were, of course, a pretty, decent team. But then I do seem to remember that first season we relegated them and also beat them in both the cup competitions. So the Owls are not very fond of the Gunners, you see.
Yeah. Well, they could be, might be having dirty leads if they get through, wouldn't they? Oh, filthy leads. Yeah.
Ooh, nice. A little Yorkshire derby. That should be good.
Yeah. But still a long way to go there. So Bolton could come back still. But yeah, so you say there's nothing else you can say about that one. I mean, we're going to the northern section. Hold on a minute. I'll try and some reason it's gone off the one I was on trying to get to. What's it? Birmingham 1, Sheffield United 0. Right.
I definitely don't like Birmingham City. You know that by now.
Yeah, I did. What happened there, man? Remember that? Yeah. Remember what happened there?
And of course, it's a name that one of our friends will know very well, Kyogo Furuhashi, who's put Birmingham ahead.
All right. Yeah, you don't wish them well, do you, Birmingham? To do well.
Not particularly, but we'll see what they do. I mean, they're on a bit of a rise, obviously, with I think it's Tom Brady being the man at the head of everything, and if they manage to continue their rise and come back up to the Premiership, it'll be wonderful to come up against them, and we'll be looking forward, obviously, to sending them back down to the Championship, never to return.
Oh, Barnsley won it up. Barnsley.
Oh, Barnsley. Barnsley. Where
Barnsley.
Mick McCarthy was born.
Yeah.
The bloke who sent Roy Keane home from the World Cup.
Yeah, Mick McCarthy. Yeah. I went out, go on then, Roy. I'm not taking you home. You're going home. I don't want you here anymore. I hate your guts. Sorry, I apologise for that impression. I thought it was okay, that impression, to be honest, but there you go. Right, let's get on to try to get back to this draw now. It's gone
every time I think of Barnsley, I'm also reminded of the Monty Python sketch, the working class playwright whose son went pouncing off to Barnsley because he wanted to be a coal miner. I mean, what would he know about getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to fly to Paris, back at the Old Vics for drinks at 12, sweating the day through press interviews, television interviews, and then getting back there at 10 to wrestle with the problem of a homosexual nymphomaniac drug addict involved in the ritual murder of a well-known Scottish footballer. That is a full working day, Mr. Jenkins, and don't you forget it.
Oh, no, I won't forget it. No. But that was, I'm amazed you remember all that, Manny. But yeah, quite a while ago, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They sort of still repeat it, I guess. It's still repeated on things and whatever.
On syndication, yes, and you can watch everything on YouTube. And I think I told you, Steve, I'm not that much a fan of Monty Python. I found them to be a little bit too vulgar at times, but some of their stuff was very well written, of course. And
well, what about this one anyway? This stands out, Manny. Greensby and Man United.
Oh, yeah.
Orris on to talk about this. He's supposed to be coming on, but they won't.
Just think about it. If things had been slightly different, that would have been Spurs playing against Grimsby instead of against Paris Saint-Germain tonight. And as I speak, it's 0-0 between the two sides. Cagey so far. And for Manchester United, well, obviously they will be expected to do well. And this actually will be a bit of a litmus test in many ways for Ruben Amorim. He has to get his players, really fired up for this. And I know that they've made some big moves in the transfer market. They've got Sesko to join them and quite a few others. As I said, Fulham against Bristol City will be interesting. Oxford against Brighton will be interesting. That is actually the full thing. I think it's sort of now a combined north and south, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tranmere Rovers or Burton Albion versus Lincoln. That really has the hallmarks of a classic, cup tie. And then, of course, you've got
Stanley. Manny.
Yeah, who are they? They're playing Doncaster. Another York-based team, I think.
Who are they? They say don't drink lots of milk. I'm not playing for Accrington Stanley.
Yeah, you'd only be good enough to play for them.
Get off.
Yeah. And of course, Stoke against Bradford. That's going to be obviously, a typical, Northern derby. Certainly very, very. It's not for the genteel, let's say. And I know that Derby beat West Bromwich Albion on penalties, and Derby actually were lucky to take it to penalties after scoring literally at the death up against Burnley. That should be a real interesting one. I could see Burnley being challenged, but I'm not too sure that this Derby side is good enough to, outlast them. And for the signings that Burnley have made, I think they're going to eye a cup run as some form of salvation. But Sunderland against Leicester or Huddersfield, that's going to be very interesting indeed. And then, as you say, Birmingham playing Sheffield United, and the winner gets to play Port Vale. Preston against Wrexham, that's going to be also another interesting clash. Because Wrexham, of course, are rising quite high as well. Yeah, and that also could be something really interesting to look forward to. Wrexham also won their last tie on penalties to earn a chance to play against Preston. And then, of course, you've got Barnsley, who are playing against Fleetwood, and they'll be up against whoever wins will be up against Rotherham. So that could also be another Yorkshire derby. Rotherham, of course, was where certain David Seaman was born, if memory serves me right.
Oh, Seaman, David Seaman, Rotherham,
Legend for Arsenal and England.
Ha 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 ha! That's who laughs at. Ha 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 ha! Seaman, ha ha ha! There's more like bloody, what's it, Frank Bruno, really? But there we go. No, but this is should be interesting games here, mate. So we'll wait and see. Obviously, 25th of August, so not too much longer, I suppose, a couple of weeks or so. They'll be playing them, so should be interesting. And obviously, then it'll be the third round, of course, where you lot come into it, I should think, in the third round, and a lot of the other Premier teams. So, we might be facing you again somewhere. We get through.
Yeah, I mean, I think there might be less attrition between Brentford and Bournemouth on the field than there is obviously away from it, and I'm really sorry that there seems to be, a little that much, friction between you lot. But hopefully this will all die down and you'll enjoy playing against each other again. But I don't know. I mean, it's just you sometimes have to roll with the punches when it comes to things like this.
Yes, the thing, I just hate it though, Manny. All I can hear is when I watch these streams from them, Brentford are going down. They're going down. They're going down. I can't stand it, Manny. I've had enough. It's getting to me, man. Because all of them are saying it, and you kind of think, well, how do you know that? Why you call yourself experts, but why? You don't know the situation. The ball been kicked yet. How can you say that?
I get that completely, and the experts thing was all I can say. Just, I think it was an attempt at clickbait more than anything else to try to get more people to look at it. Maybe that's something that's going to have to be rethought. But
yeah, but they don't like us, and that's it, man. And I don't like them now, to be honest. I've had enough of them. So I can't wait till if we beat them in this and they go down near the bottom or whatever, because they're hypocrites, right? They've lost loads of players as well. How come they won't be struggling? How come they're not saying they're down there or anything? Why not? Because they've lost loads of those good players. They're big players, so
that's well. In some cases, they've actually, brought better. I mean, they got rid of Kepa, obviously, who's now with us, and they brought the Chelsea goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic, who, in a fairer world, would actually be Chelsea's number one right now. So, I mean, I don't like it when people, make these, really smug sort of predictions as though that's really going to happen, but. It sort of is what it is. As I've said at the very beginning, both of your teams, both Brentford and Bournemouth, have lost players, but you've replaced them well. So, at least for now, I mean, I'm going to try and speak to some of those Brentford boys, and hopefully maybe they'll call it a truce, yeah?
Oh, you mean Bournemouth? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, well, it might be right if we get Dango Watara. I mean, that might smooth it over a bit. If we're going to get in from there, it looks like it's going to happen, probably.
I've heard of that. I mean, they've had players, obviously, who were on their books and ended up moving on to pastures new. A certain Arnaud Danjuma is one that speaks to mind. He, of course, is now at Villarreal, and he scored against us in that pre-season game. We were so cooked that game. And now, after a 3-0 win against Athletic Bilbao, a Bilbao team that literally were rubbish despite both the Williams brothers, we're supposed to think that all is well. Nah, mate, no chance.
No, but anyway, I'm going to move on from this because obviously it looks like there's no risk coming on at the moment. So I was going to ask him, talk to him about all this, but if he does come on, we'll have to go back to it. But I want to move on. So obviously, it's still going to be talking about the Carabao Cup, but obviously, it's this old chestnut again that we're going to talk about. Is the Carabao Cup important? Does it mean anything? Do clubs really care about it, Manny? Can you answer any of those?
Is the Carabao Cup important? Yes. If you haven't won silverware for a long time, then it is something important. I remember when Jose Mourinho came over to Chelsea, one of the things he said was that the Carling Cup is a wonderful trophy for clubs that haven't won silverware in a long time, and we need to try to aim to reach the final. And he actually won that in his first season. That was the first trophy he won before securing the Premier League. And he was one of those managers who always believed in taking the cups very seriously because,
yeah,
Bolton,
player centre. Yeah,
yep,
in trouble there, Bolton. In deep trouble. Yeah,
looks like
down
the
to 10 million.
Looks like the Wanderers are wandering out of the cup.
And he's wandering off for a shower by the looks of it. So, yeah,
definitely
not good.
I think, yeah. So to answer that question, yes, it is important, and I have nothing but respect for managers who try to take the competition quite seriously. Now, of course, you can argue that you can say that they just got a little bit greedy, but then that is the mentality of champion managers. You've got to take these cup competitions seriously. You've got to make sure that you are literally in it to win it, no doubt about it. And that's why he had no problems playing reserve teams in those competitions, but those reserve teams were better than almost every other first team in the Premiership. And Cheltenham, I see they're 1-0 up against Exeter. Potential surprise in the running there. And look at what Pep Guardiola's done. I mean, he's won that League Cup many times, several times now with Manchester City. There was a news item which I read on Instagram, which said that.
So you won Sheffield Wednesday now?
Well, I mean, Bolton equalised, but there's only a way I could watch this one. This seems a lot more exciting. I mean,
yeah, that's a big turnaround, wasn't it? There's 1-1, and then they'll say 1 up in Sheffield Wednesday, crikey.
Yeah. But I'm just watching the Spurs PSG game. Richarlison sent through and forcing the goalkeeper Chevalier into a save. Routine save, really. It was rising, good height for the keeper. Uses his
where's that on, mate? Where's that on, Manny?
I'll share the link with you. I mean, I'm actually on my PC at the moment.
On the stream.
I'm on my PC at the moment, but
it's not on TNT or nothing. Is it on TNT?
No, mate, I don't live in the UK, so I don't have TNT.
No worries.
It normally would be on TNT because they're the ones who, show a lot of these European games in the UK, I would think. So it should be there, I think. But anyway, it should be. It is an important question, and so going back to your second and third questions, does it mean anything? Of course, it means something. As I was saying, there was a sort of a news article which I read on Instagram, which said that we were going to wear a special sleeve with the number 2 on our jerseys, which signified the number of times we've won the tournament. Now, I think that is absolutely the stupidest thing we could possibly do, because the last time we won it was, as I mentioned, in 1993. That was the Premiership's first season where we finished, if memory serves me right, I think we barely finished in the in the top half. We lost a final day North London derby at home to Spurs, but because we won those 2 domestic cups at Sheffield Wednesday's expense, it was a good season for us. But since then, we've only had a few finals in between, 2 under Arsene Wenger, if memory serves me right. We've never come close to winning it since. And of course, one of those finals was against Birmingham City. I remember only too well. Oh, PTSD. And so why the club would see it fit to put on that sleeve and do that to themselves is beyond me. I mean, it's a stupid, self-serving, self-owning gesture. and it's a maybe it serves as a reminder that we have to win it again, but then we don't need to be reminded of that, really. I don't see any other clubs opting to do that. I certainly don't see the likes of Aston Villa doing it. I think, if memory serves me right, Aston Villa have been able to win it 3 times in 1 decade. I think in the 90s or so. Pitiful, absolutely pitiful. And as far as Arsenal are concerned, it does mean something in terms of silverware. The only reason why it may not mean as much to some of the other clubs is because you don't get remunerated. And when you're in a situation where you are financially more rewarded by, staying in the Premiership or finishing in a higher position than otherwise expected, you're not going to have a situation where the clubs take it seriously. We've been notorious for, fielding reserve teams over the years under Wenger. I think, thankfully, Arteta has somehow, to an extent, gotten his act together by fielding some stronger teams. But even then, we've been, found wanting. And I do not want to remember last season how we reached the semi-finals, but were second best to that Newcastle team over both legs. And it was just horrible. And with regard to the third question, as long as clubs aren't going to win that much money by taking part in it or winning it, they're not really going to care about it. I firmly believe, and Orest, that is uncalled for because we're not thinking about either of them right now.
You can tell him that now, Manny. He's here. Tell him that now.
Hey.
Yeah, Orest, how you doing, bro?
Big up. How you guys doing? Good?
Yeah, cool. We're good, son. We're good.
Yeah.
What a way to announce your appearance, you cheeky so-and-so.
Are you sure you're good, man? Because this Sunday, mate, you're coming to Ruben Almroom, you're coming to Old Trafford, mate, you ready, man?
Yes, I know, son, I know, mate. We're coming to Old Trafford. And listen, I'm not going to tell you what my predictions for the game, but I just hope we'll, do ourselves justice in many ways.
I just want to hold on a minute,
last season, Sorry, go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
I just want to hear Orest's reaction to the draw, mate. Got Grimsby in that. Want to hear what he thinks.
Grimsby away.
Come on, Grimsby. What are they, Grimsby? Not Haddocks. What are they? I can't remember them now. What are they?
I mean, the last time we played Grimsby was 1942, something like that I saw. So, you know what? It's great to play them. And... yeah, bring on Grimsby. I mean, I don't know what team Almroom's going to put up, but yeah, man, they're League 2 side. They might beat us because you never know. Because United, I always said we are League 1, mate. We're not Premier League standard, we're League 1 Championship. So I'm only joking, but no, we should beat Grimsby, but no,
you could get schooled by Grimsby, mate. Could get schooled. You never know.
It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing that we're in the round 2 because we don't have Europe. So yeah, the only reason we can. Yeah,
I wonder why that is, mate. I don't know.
Mr. B, mate, I want to hear your thoughts on Bournemouth, mate. Yeah, Bournemouth forever, mate.
I'm not happy, man. I'm not happy because I hate them. Mate. I've had enough of them. Do me fucking head in, man. I tell you, Bournemouth at the moment. All I hear from them, Brentford the game down. Oh, fuck you. I had enough of it, man. And I know Manny's said a few things about it, and he says, it's only what they think, but then they're trying to be experts, and I don't think they've got everything right, and they don't know for sure. So, the ball ain't been kicked in anger yet, so let's wait and see, And I don't think Bournemouth should be too quick to say we're going to be in trouble. So anyway, let's get back to, obviously, well, we might just move back to, obviously, the Carabao Cup, what we was talking about there, because we found out Orest's reaction.
Yeah, and you can see clearly, Steve, that this tournament now means a lot to Manchester United. They've got no European football, so the domestic cups are going to be one of their modes of salvation. They're not going to win the league. I do not see them. I definitely don't see them qualifying for the Champions League. So at least if they can build back slowly, qualify for the Europa or even the Conference League, maybe win a cup along the way, that's going to be a modicum of progress. And you got to give United some credit, because even when they're literally pants, it has to be said, they find a way to somehow win trophies, and that's what some clubs like them with their history have been able to do. And speaking of pants, of course, I just read this news item also on Twitter that let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Yeah, I've got it. This is, of course, from Simon Collins, and courtesy of standard.co.uk, the Standard newspaper, of course. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has been appointed as Under Armour's new global ambassador and director of performance. Arteta will share insights with Under Armour in areas such as product development, talent identification, and leadership. And I'm just going to share this right now, if you don't mind, Steve. I'll just show
go on, mate.
I'll just show you
we would love to see Arteta's face.
We could do a good laugh, mate. So let's put it on.
This is it. This is the tweet from Simon Collins, obviously. Sport reporter for Standard Sport. And this is, of course, the link to the.
Look at that sexy man, Arteta.
You got a good drip, mate. You got a wig on, anyway.
Yeah.
Wearing a fucking wig, anyway.
This is the article in question, but frankly, it's all a bunch of absolute nonsense, I have to say. And passionate about providing a platform for the next generation of players coming through in football. Win a trophy, you waster! And oh boy. Track record of providing young players with a platform to flourish while in charge of Arsenal. Oh boy, I don't even know what Mike can say. He's destroyed the careers of more young players than he's actually promoted them. And just you wait, the likes of Ethan Nwaneri and others are going to be disillusioned and they're going to want to leave.
Absolute belling, Mike.
By finding new ways to innovate and disrupt the game at the top level. Our values in pursuing greatness are closely aligned and together. I'm confident we will achieve great things in football. No. Oh, good grief.
That's bollocks. That's total bollocks, man. Total bollocks.
I couldn't agree more.
He's the best looking Spaniard, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
Best looking
the man's got a great trip, you know?
Give me Cesc Fabregas any day of the week. And heck, even Jose Antonio Reyes.
Yeah. R.I.P. Jose Antonio Reyes. Yeah. Brilliant he was. Yeah. Shame he died, wasn't it? Terrible. Very young age still, Jose. But anyway, getting back to all this, obviously the Carabao Cup. That was good for a laugh, by the way. Thanks for putting that on, Manny. To have that bloody clown on there, talked about. But back to this, obviously. What are your thoughts about this, Orest, about the Carabao Cup? Do you think it's important? Does it mean anything? Do clubs really care about it, do you think?
I mean, obviously, after looking at last season, Newcastle won it. So, I think lower. I think lower clubs would be looking at it and saying, "Oh, we have a chance now, don't we?" So, I think all.
Have a chance.
I think all clubs should be taking this competition seriously. It's a trophy. I don't want to hear nobody say it's not a trophy. Even myself, I'm gonna treat this like a cup final. So, yeah, man. Hopefully we can do something, but I don't know. I don't think so. But no, listen. Hopefully, look. Obviously, you're checking the scores now. I think Huddersfield is drawing with Leicester, but it'll be good to see smaller teams. Well, when I say small, I mean Championship League One teams do well. I want to see them quarterfinals, semi-finals if they can. But yeah, I mean, look, my overall feeling, Carabao Cup. I would love to win it, obviously, but I care about it. I care about this competition, yeah.
Yeah, man, because a lot of people think they don't put out their strongest teams, do they? They don't take it seriously, and I think they should, because it is a trophy at the end of the day. Yeah, it's not. It's second to FA Cup.
Say that to Arteta, Mr. Beat, mate. Yeah, say that to him.
Yeah, that bloody clown, didn't he? He bloody always fucking bins them, mate, you know, all the time. But, you know, I think we should take it really seriously, really, because, I mean, we got to quarters last year. I was against Newcastle. Fucking beat us, yeah. And won it. But, oh, man, he's gone. I think you upset him there, Horace. But anyway, he's gone. But no, you know, I think he's important, you know, because I mean, he's a big thing winning a trophy, and we'll take it all day long. That Carabao Cup, you know, really would.
He's back.
He's back. There we go.
Yeah, just had to, you know, improve the settings and everything, and thankfully they've improved. And Orest, actually, we were discussing this before you came on. Obviously, you know, I'm very, very happy to see that you're taking the cups very seriously because, of course, it bears reminding that you don't have European football. But the big problem is that with the bigger clubs, you know, if they've got European football, obviously, and have an aim to do as well in it as they possibly can, you know, they obviously will have the bigger fish to fry. And the biggest problem with these domestic cups is because you don't earn too much in terms of money for it. Obviously, some of these bigger clubs are not going to take it seriously, and other clubs will obviously be tempted by the bigger financial incentive of either staying in the Premiership or earning promotion to the Premiership. When you consider how much Sunderland earned by, you know, winning the playoff final against Sheffield United, that pretty much says it all. So, do you think that there should be a situation where you reduce the prize money for league finishers and increase the prize money offered by winning the cup competitions?
Of course, man. Yeah, man. This Carabao Cup thing should be increased, man. If you win it, it should be 100% increase. Because now, let's be honest, guys, football's about money now. So I think if they do increase it, all the clubs will take it seriously. But I think I think the prize money for this is like 2 or 3 million, which is absolutely embarrassing. So, listen, Carabao Cup, FA, they need to increase it. You need to increase it. If you want to see all clubs compete for it, you must increase it. So, yeah. I mean, but then again, man, you say that the big clubs will rotate, but I don't expect teams that are in obviously Champions League, Europa League to be playing a strong team every game because some of these players are not all these players are not robots, so they do need to be rested in some certain matches, but not in cup. I'm not saying all of them need to be rested in cup matches, but some of them, you know, some teams could go strong, some teams could go weak like Brentford, but you know, let's see. Let's see.
Strongest team, man. Always play our strongest team.
Broja on the. I don't know that Broja, man.
Yeah, yeah, you're Broja, mate. You know. Anyway,
he went to Burnley, I think. Yeah, Burnley.
Is he? All the shit players go there, don't they? Yeah. Anyway. Oh God. Yeah, man. But anyway, I think it is important, this trophy, and you know, anyone wants to win a cup. You know, it's a cup. It's a trophy at the end of the day. Okay, say what you like about Community Shield.
Oh, big news! Spurs are ahead, and it looks as though it's Mickey van der Ven who's opened the scoring.
1-0.
No, they'll still lose that. I think they'll still lose. Lose to PSG there.
Spurs win this. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, Super Tommy Frank. You know, about time they had a proper manager there, isn't it? Tottenham.
That Super Cup will be like it'll belong to Tottenham and Brentford at the same time. So
now listen, but look, Steve, even you've got to accept that Spurs wouldn't even be in this position were it not for Ange.
Yeah, no, I know you love him, Manny. So you're a number one fan of his. Yeah, I know. Anyway,
listen, I'm not his number one fan. I just think he deserves a lot more.
We all know
he deserves a lot more credit than that which he's been given. I mean, he's won trophies everywhere he's gone. He's also the only Australian manager to win the Asian Cup with them. Graham Arnold couldn't do it, and no one else has been able to do it.
Wait, United, mate, in the final.
Season 3 is better than season 2.
I won a trophy, mate. Well, in my second season, mate. Always do. You know? You're brilliant.
Yeah. To be fair, Mr. B, you're saying that, but Brentford almost got him, before you got your set piece as a first team. So apparently Brentford was that close to getting Ange Postecoglou, but
Yeah, we were. Yeah. We would have won a trophy then, wouldn't we? In our second season, you know?
yeah,
In the
second season, yeah.
We'd have won it. You know, so I suppose, you know.
Don't
But you never
worry.
know. You might win some Andrews, you know.
I can be Brentford's manager. It's fine. I'm available.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be shit, mate. Yeah. Andrews be better than you. Yeah. No, but I mean, I think he will do all right, Andrews, you know. Not a lot of people, you know, saying he ain't going to do anything. He's be useless. He's a novice and all this and that. But I think he'll be all right.
I reckon he does.
You do all right.
I reckon he does good as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like one season. If he keeps us up, you know, I think we'll do better next season as well. So.
Yeah, I reckon he's good enough to get you guys relegated. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Like, top 10, top 12, top 12. Top 12, I think, yeah.
Was that Horace? All right.
Top 12.
Yeah, but yeah. But anyway, is there anyone, either you two lads, got anything more to say about this? Before we move on, we could do the Prem predictions, obviously. But do you want to talk about anything
I'm
more?
I'm going to save mine for tomorrow, my Prem predictions, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, but obviously want to get mine out of the way. I'll probably repeat them tomorrow anyway, being the same ones probably.
Don't worry, I'll just screen record this and I'll just play it tomorrow's stream.
Yeah, like you bloody clipped that one. What was it? Was it you or Flair clipped that one of me? When I didn't know I was on your
team. Flair, that sound effect that Flair put, that was funny.
It was funny actually. I got to admit, but you know, I did honestly, I didn't know I was on because it was all going wrong, man. The StreamYard was cocked up, mate. I don't know what happened with it, you know. And I thought, when's Horace going to add me? When's he going to add me on it? And I thought, what's going on?
You're not the only guy that was having problems with StreamYard, man. It's fine.
Right, yeah. Yeah, but StreamYard is bloody shit, mate, isn't it? Let's be honest. But anyway, man, let's move on, and we're going to go and talk about obviously the Premier now and the score predictions.
Talk about how Brentford will get relegated. Woo!
No. No, we're not saying that. I'm saying.
You never know what could happen, Horace. Brentford could finish above United again this season.
Again, yeah. Yeah, I'd love that.
But anyways, Liverpool, Bournemouth.
Yeah, what about this one then, chaps? Let's go with you, Manny, first. Liverpool and Bournemouth. What are you going for?
Yeah, obviously Bournemouth do not have a very good record against Liverpool at Anfield, and you know Liverpool are going to want to obviously start the season hitting the ground running. It was probably good that they lost the Charity Shield, the Community Shield, I should say, despite the tributes to Jota and starting very well. They're going to have to do a lot of work and tweaking with their new team to try to get it up to scratch. And the new players are going to have to start pulling their weight a little bit more, especially in the defense. But I can't see beyond the Liverpool win. I'm going for 3-1 because I think Bournemouth will certainly fight hard, but Liverpool's quality will just be too much for them. So 3-1 to the defending champions.
Oh, okay. Okay, mate. How about you, Horace? What are you going for here, bro?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool here. Clean sheet. Obviously, Bournemouth, they've lost their whole bloody back four now. So,
yeah.
I know. Liverpool 2-0.
Good. But yeah, I really put. I think I put it on another stream. Was it somewhere else I said about this? I might have done. Anyway, I've gone for a big win for Liverpool. 4-1, Liverpool.
4-1.
I ain't going to apologise to Bournemouth. Sorry, you're losing. 4-1. And that's it. Moving on. Let's move on. Because I think they're too good, Liverpool. Well, two got Verts now. May get Isak. That may still happen. Kirkies at the back. Yeah, so could he play against his old team there, couldn't he, Kirkies? So that would be incredible. But, I just think Liverpool had too much of Bournemouth. They just are losing a lot of their best players. So, to me, yeah, Liverpool should win that encounter, really. So, 4-1. But let's go.
And Spurs have hit the post again. They're literally ripping the French apart.
Yeah. 1-0 Tottenham. How's the game? Because I'm not watching it, man. How's
it's a StreamYard game.
They're actually, playing quite well, Spurs, and getting in behind their defence and causing their defence all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
I think Enrique's decision to get rid of Donnarumma and bring in the Lille keeper Chevalier could very well come back to haunt him. He says he wants a different profile of goalkeeper. But, I mean, how do you possibly... Is there no loyalty in football anymore? I mean, no, there isn't. Spurs sacked their trophy-winning manager, and now Enrique has dumped his Champions League winning goalkeeper. It is what it is, though.
Apparently, Enrique wanted a keeper that can play out with his feet, and Donnarumma obviously is not that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can try Martinez. Martinez has improved his distribution.
Oh, yeah. You're a top keeper there, Manny. Yeah.
Mate, that's the downgrade, mate.
Anyway, it's half-time now, I think, and obviously they're showing highlights of the goal. Van de Ven, I think, just onside. The defender was playing him on. A huge shot, which was deflected onto the bar by Chevalier, off balance, and Van de Ven was there to poke it in. Oh, Mickey, that was fine. That was fine. It blew my mind.
Mickey, you're in there. Horace, what do you think? Do you think Martinez will keep a clean sheet against Newcastle?
Oh, that's
I got some bad news for you. Martinez is suspended. It'll be Marco Bizzo playing for Aston Villa.
I wonder why he got suspended.
Oh no, you got him into trouble, Manny. Oh dear.
But Newcastle might be playing Aaron Ramsdale, so expect some goals from Aston
Mr. Ramsdale is going to concede a few, I think.
Yeah, the pigeon watcher, the bird watcher. Shame on that.
I'm gonna 2-1 Villa.
Ooh. Yeah. What about you, Manny? What are you going for?
Here's the thing. I mean, in recent seasons, Newcastle have proven to be a little bit of a bogey team for Aston Villa. Last season, of course, in the corresponding fixture, Villa thrashed Newcastle in their, mad rush to make the Champions League, which they just tripped over the final hurdle, as we all know. But this Newcastle team might be weakened a little bit, obviously, with the whole Isak saga, and then, of course, Ramsdale coming in goal. Newcastle had been predicted to suffer a little bit of a drop-off. I don't think they will finish in the bottom half of the Premier League, but they are going to struggle. But Villa also are going to have to make sure they shake off their fear and just play the way they can play. And they've made some good signings too, despite the shadow of PSR. They've got this new striker named Gesson, who looks to be quality.
Yeah.
They were thinking of selling Emi Buendia, but he's impressed with them in pre-season. I think Daniel Marlin could have a big season for them, coming off the bench and scoring. I actually would like to see him starting as a striker, maybe replacing Watkins, because, he does have a good shot and an eye for goal. I think their defense might still perhaps be a bit of a problem. They've still got a decent core, even after selling Diego Carlos and getting rid of Axel Disasi. But, Aston Villa have got to shake off the cobwebs. I'm actually going to go for a 2-2 draw because I still think Newcastle might have that fear factor, which will make Aston Villa choke a little bit, and they do have a tendency to choke. But if Villa do manage to win, it will be a good start for them. They need it. They've got Newcastle and Crystal Palace as their first two home games, up against the two domestic cup champions from last year, who are also going to be playing in Europe. So Villa cannot afford to take either game for granted. I think it'll be 2-2, as I've said. But if Villa win, it'll be great for them.
Yeah, so that's the afternoon kickoff. So should be a good one. What's that? Probably on TNT, I would say, or on Sky. I don't know. Probably TNT, I think. But
this match could be dynamite. Lock and load and watch it explode.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. Oh, money, mate.
Go for it, man. No, I mean, I'm going. Honestly, I'm going 2-1 Villa. I just think they'd have a bit too much for Newcastle. You know, I mean, Newcastle are in dire straits at the moment. We might make up a few songs about that in a minute. They got no brothers in arms at the moment, to be honest, Newcastle, and going to really struggle. It's the walk of life for Newcastle, I suppose, at the moment, Manny. So
if Martin...
Go ahead, Oris.
No, I was going to say, if Martinez was available, I would have said Newcastle to win him. But, you know, Martinez is not, he's suspended, so, you know.
Knock it off, boy. And, of course, you know, continuing the dire straits theme, if they still pay Isak, but he doesn't play, it's effectively money for nothing.
Yeah. You get that one to go come in there.
Isak is a disgrace.
For nothing. Yeah. Your money for nothing and your chicks for free. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the way you do it. Oh, you got me going now with this, man. I can't stop now.
Keep going. You can make my heart melt. Keep going.
No, I'm thinking about on bloody karaoke now, mate. I'm doing that now, but no, man, I better not. Better get me.
I told you that Martinez was shit.
Yeah, well, he's better than Banana, mate. Anyway, anyone is really. Right, let's move on. And Brighton and Fulham. So, will you go for this, Manny?
What a game.
Oh, Brighton against Fulham. Both teams, of course, as we discussed, will be in action in the League Cup against lower opposition. And obviously, this is a game which neither team wants to lose. Brighton obviously will have this knack of being able to do better than Fulham. And I think Fulham will end up, you know, promising a lot but flattering to deceive unless they really get their thing in order. This is one game I can definitely see ending in a Desmond, just like the Villa-Newcastle game, 2-2. It's just hard to pick a winner out of this, and I just don't know if either team are going to want to lose this.
Yeah. What about you, Horace? What are you going for here?
I'm going to go 2-2. Desmond.
Same as Manny. Yeah. I'm actually going to go for a winner here. I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
Fair enough.
I think Brighton still have enough there. I know they've lost like big players like João Pedro and everything, but you know, probably lose Believer. Man United will be a Believer very soon. I'm a believer. Yeah, I think some of these weren't born around that when that came out, Manny, were they? Like Irish weren't born when that song came out.
Yeah.
Maybe not the one by the Monkees, but obviously the one by the cover by Smash Mouth is a lot more contemporary, so they might remember that.
Oh yeah, when was that? 90s, wasn't it? Was that one 90s or something?
Mr. B,
early 2000s, I would say.
Early 2000s, right?
How dare you, Mr. B, expose my age live on streaming? How dare you, Mr. B? Yeah, you know
yeah, right. This fucking manager. Yeah, Luca would be off on one again, wouldn't he? If they struggle. But no, so yeah, as I say, I'm going 2-1 Brighton. I just think they'll have the edge over Fulham there, being at home as well. So yeah, I'm going for that. And right, let's go to the next one, and it's Sunderland and West Ham. Could be a battle of the two teams near the bottom, maybe. I know I put Sunderland to be 17th, didn't I? I put West Ham 16th.
I've got a good this game, yeah.
So what about you? Yeah, go on, Norris. What are you going to say for this one?
I'm going to shock you guys. I'm going to say 3-1 Sunderland.
Oh, well, I think I put Sunderland to win. So I'm going 2-1. How about you, Manny? What's your score?
It's funny because a lot of people in recent times have been bigging up Sunderland as a team that could be expected to, you know, do really well in the Premiership this season. And I'm just taking a look at their squad right now. They've made quite a few investments. They've got this chap named Semedo, who is quite young and who hasn't yet played for Portugal, but he's earned a few youth caps for Seleção, so he might end up breaking in very soon.
I got some called Xhaka as well. I don't know about him. He's bloody idiot.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka, of course. And then, of course, there's a name which might be familiar to Spurs fans, but for a different reason. If memory serves me right, this reserve goal, this midfielder named Alexic was, I think he might be a relative of the former Tottenham goalkeeper who passed away not too long ago. I'm not too sure. The thing is, like, they've made some investments, but most of them seem to be really good, good, solid championship professionals. I just don't know if they will necessarily. I just don't know if they'll necessarily be able to cut it in the Premiership, and they're going to have to make sure that they really, band together as a unit more than anything else, I would say. And
yes, Granit Xhaka must be, yes.
I'm not going to say that this will be a win for Sunderland by any means. No, I think West Ham will show a knack of. I think West Ham will show a knack of being able to, do quite well against these teams are expected to do well against. And, Sunderland could, if it's taking place at the Stadium of Light, then obviously Sunderland will be a daunting proposition. But I just think that West Ham will probably have a little bit too much for them. I'm going for a 2-1 win for the Hammers, and we'll see how Sunderland do this season.
So you think Harry Potter will wave his magic wand and they get a good result there? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. There's your top man there, Granit Xhaka there, Manny. What a player,
yeah, I call him the Swiss cheese. Too many holes.
I call him the Swiss pillow, mate. Yeah, go on, Granit.
Look, I know he's actually of Albanian stock, so you will have a soft spot for him. And of course, his elder brother Toland actually played for the Albanian team. So,
he did, didn't he?
Yeah. Another one to the list of brothers who played for different countries: John and Harry Suter, Scotland and Australia. Who else? Jerome and Kevin Prince Boateng, Germany and Ghana. Another one which you won't expect: Christian and Max Vieri. Christian played for Italy. Max played for Australia. I think he might have been a teammate of Mr. Postecoglou,
Oh, right. Yeah. You might have done. Might have been. Did you know? I didn't know much about Ange as a player, did you?
No, he was alive at that time. What are you on about?
That's why you got Wikipedia. Come on.
No, I don't. Did you know much about him as a player, Manny, or not?
Look at Mr. Bean pretending he didn't know.
I knew a lot about him as a manager, obviously. As a player, I had to do a little bit of research on him. I knew that he earned a few caps for the Socceroos and was a solid professional playing in Australia. But, obviously he said himself that his future lay in coaching, and his playing career was really only preparation for, becoming a coach. And if you take a look at his playing career, as I've said, he obviously played most of his career with South Melbourne for nearly 10 years, and then, moved on elsewhere. Earned 4 caps for Australia in the late 80s. But then obviously his managerial career, mainly based in Australia, worked with the Aussie youth teams, Brisbane Roar, and then Melbourne Victory, and then Australia, and then Yokohama in Japan, Celtic in Scotland, and obviously Tottenham. And you got to give him credit. As a manager, he always wins things in the second season, and he continued that trend. Good for him.
Yeah, be up to Life Hut Raw too there. I think he's obviously a Bees fan. He's got the Bees badge there, logo, be up to you. Great to have another Bees fan on at last in the live chat. That's great. About time. I disagree, Sunderland. Well, I said Sunderland to win. So, no, you're not disagreeing with me.
He's disagreeing with me because I thought West Ham would, I thought West Ham would just get the better of them. And obviously now they've got the Herminator in goal, so it could very well be that Sunderland might end up getting a total recall back to the Championship.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be back. Yeah, to the Championship. But yeah, so yeah, but I also said Sunderland to win. So didn't you? So yeah. But yeah, what about this one? Spurs and Burnley. I'm going to 3-1 Spurs for this, Manny. What you say?
Yeah, that's a good scoreline. Obviously, Scott Parker and Kyle Walker returning to Tottenham. And as far as Burnley is concerned, you know, I have no hope for them. I think they're going to get relegated, and their campaign will be pretty much like the dead parrot. No more. Cease to be. Expired and gone to meet its maker. A stiff. Bereft of life, it'll rest in peace. If we don't nail him to the perch, they'll be pushing up the daisies. Their metabolic processes will be history. Off the twig. Kick the bucket. Shuffle off their mortal coil, running down the curtain and joining the bleeding choir invisible. They will be an ex-Premiership team.
Yeah. Another Monty Python sketch. But yeah. No, I wasn't expecting the Spanish Inquisition, Manny. But anyway, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. But yeah, let's move on. So, did you say are you doing a prediction or not for this, Orest, or you're not doing one?
Yeah, 3-0. I said 3-0 Tottenham. Yeah, 3-0 Tottenham.
3-0 Spurs. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's going for Spurs to win. So come on, Tommy Frank, give us a win. You know, super Tommy Frank. But yeah, anyway,
he's Thomas the Frank engine now with Daniel Levy as the controller.
Yeah, the fat greedy controller. That's what they're Levy. Yeah. But anyway, Wolves and Man City. Only one winner here, surely, isn't there?
Oh,
Any hope for Wolves? No.
Aït-Nouri and Nunez going back to their former stomping ground. There can really only be one winner, Manchester City. And Oris has gone for 2-0. I think it's going to be 3-1. And City's goalkeeping situation is also not really secure because, you know, they have pretty much... I mean, they're looking, obviously, to snap up Donnarumma from PSG, but they've got to let go of Edison. I think Ortega might be on to because City will now have Jimmy Trafford and Marcus Bettinelli as reserve goalkeepers. So they're going to obviously want to get a really, really big name to, come in and replace Edison. And I think Edison's time is pretty much done, personally. But even then, this has to a game that Manchester City have to win. Wolves have been a bit of a bogey team for City in recent times, but City have to show that they are serious about coming back and winning. So I'll go for a 3-1 here.
Yeah, I'm going more than that. I'm going 4-1 City. Yeah, I just think Wolves are in really, really deep crap right now. They're just losing so many good players. They lost Aït-Nouri, they lost Cunha, they lost... Who else did they lose? Is it Semenyo? Did they lose? Semedo, sorry. Is it Semedo or something? I think did he go? And I think they just lost. You know, I mean, people say about our big players we've lost. Well, you know, likes of Wolves and that have all lost big players. So, you know, I think they're in bad, deep trouble. They weren't last season. They flirted with relegation, didn't they? So.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, they were obviously under Gary O'Neill, but then Vitor Pereira came in and steadied the ship magnificently. And Jack did say in yesterday's stream that they did get a few replacements for Cunha and Aït-Nouri. So we'll see how well they do. It's not the ideal start to the season having to play Manchester City at Molineux, but I think Wolves do still have a happy knack of giving big teams bloodied noses. And I don't see that trend continuing, but it's not going to be an easy game for City. No chance.
No, so we move to Sunday's games and Chelsea Palace, London Derby. What do you think for this one, Manny?
Ooh, Maresca and Spurs have doubled their lead. And it's the new captain, Christian Romero.
Oh, well.
Poor error there from Lucas Chevalier.
2 defenders,
Dreadful.
But yeah. That's good. That's good for Spurs, Brilliant. First trophy for Thomas Frank.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unless I can't see PSG coming back, I mean, I thought they would win this easy, PSG, but, how wrong was I? So,
yeah, I mean, how wrong were we? How wrong were we? Header there, but Chevalier pushed it in. I mean, the defending was not existent, but what Chevalier was doing for that, I have no idea. That is an amateurish mistake.
He's not on song, Chevalier, is he? No. I have people remember him, but probably going back a long way here. But
of course, I do remember a Maurice Chevalier.
Yeah.
Thank heavens for little girls.
Yeah. Well, but I wonder what he was going on about with that song. It's best not to think about it, really. But
I'm going to be my gentle benefit of doubt offering self and say, having little girls in this world makes the world nicer because of their character and their disposition. Remember, don't forget, little girls are made of sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yeah.
nothing. Everything above board. Nothing else here. And
let's move back to this, man. Anyway,
absolutely.
About that. So what are you going for here?
This is an interesting one. I mean, obviously, Oris has gone for Chelsea to just nick it.
2-1.
I like the look of Crystal Palace under Glasner. I really do think that he's got the team playing quite well, and they obviously have, a lot to look forward to this season with regard to European football. They could consider themselves favourites to win the Conference League, although it won't be easy if they go again to the latter stages. I mean, just ask Leicester and Aston Villa; they didn't find it easy at all. And in the Premiership, obviously, last season, the only reason why, they didn't finish as high in the table as they deserved to was because they had an absolutely dreadful start. And there were some people who were thinking that Glasner could be on his way. But, they recovered magnificently. They finished reasonably high in the table, all things considered. And an ugly foul by Kvaratskhelia on Van der Ven there. But I think, starting with when you have a new season, you start with a clean slate. You hear that, Daniel Levy? A clean slate. And, you have an opportunity to, work with the players that you have and sort of impress your methods further. I mean, obviously, there's talk about the club losing Eze, and Gehi could end up possibly being sold. So you could say that a good chunk of the heart might be ripped out of the Crystal Palace team. But I still do believe that Glasner is a quality manager. As far as Chelsea are concerned, well, the big disadvantage of winning those trophies that they did, the Conference League and the Club World Cup, is that now, in many ways, they've probably put all the pressure on themselves. The expectation will be just that much higher, if you know what I mean. And they're not going to want to lose a game like this against a Crystal Palace team that they would normally be expected to beat. But, they still have to do a little bit of work with their team. I'm not too sure about the signings they've made, if any. I mean, it might have been some time ago because they've done good work. This could be a very, very tight game. I think Chelsea are probably the more likely to win this, and I would agree with our scoreline of 2-1. But having said that, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if Palace nick a point here because, they actually they have this knack of being a very resilient team now. They will continue to fight and fight hard, and if you are complacent, you're going to have your trousers pulled down. So I'm going for Chelsea to win, but I would not be surprised if this ends 2-2. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going 3-1 Chelsea here, Manny. I just feel Chelsea got so much there now. They got, they brought this João Pedro and they got this Gittins. I thought was superb the other day. It was awesome. And the other guy, was it William Alcazari or whatever his name was, or something? I can't think of his surname. Looked brilliant, young guy again. Something I can't remember the surname, but he looked brilliant. And they seem to have so much. They seem to have so much talent there now, and I think they're still going to keep buying as well. They're still buying new players in. So. Hell of a force, and I'm afraid I know the Eagles are soaring after winning that dinner plate the other day, but, unfortunately, I think they're going to come back down to earth, I'm afraid, with a bump. So 3-1 Chelsea here, I'm afraid. But I still think Palace will do okay this season, I really do. Even if they lose Eze, I think they'll still be up there in the maybe top 10. So, yeah, I think they'll be fine, really. So we move on, and Forest and the Bees, and I'm agreeing with Forest here because he must be physic, as Del Boy would say. I said I'm going for 1-1 Forest and the Bees. I just think we will nick a point here somehow. I just think we can.
The bees and the trees, how wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, it won't be so merry when we get a draw there, will they? The merry men. Not so merry.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, you might have to rob the sheriff and no more. Don't even think of doing anything with the sheriff. And yes, Eric Clapton, I'm warning you. So, Red Devil United, big up to you.
Yeah, be up, Rich.
This is going to be a real test, obviously, for the for the team under Keith Andrews, and of course. Forest will obviously be buoyed by the news that they will be in the Europa League next season. We all know that they did choke rather ingloriously to miss out on Champions League football, but they could still be proud of having had a great season by any and all standards. They've obviously made a few purchases. One of them, notably, is the Scotland international goalkeeper Angus Gunn, who has left Norwich City, and he will be in competition with the Belgian goalkeeper Matt Sells. Now, Sells, of course, has been magnificent for Forest since coming in and replacing Matt Turner, of course, ex-Arsenal goalkeeper Matt Turner, that is. And Angus Gunn will have a lot of work to do to try and displace him. And of course, Gunn will definitely need regular first-team football to keep his hopes of remaining Scotland's number one high. Obviously, Craig Gordon is injured, but, in terms of ability, he is still Scotland's best goalkeeper, despite being well into his 40s and close to the end of his career. And I'm sure Spurs will also made a few other purchases in lieu of their European football schedule. But this could very well be a game where they might take Brentford a little bit too lightly and might end up suffering by not getting all 3 points. But I don't know where the goals are going to come from. So, yeah, I would agree with your prediction, mate. I think a boring 1-1 draw is what will probably happen, will in all likelihood happen, I think. And I don't agree with people who say that Chris Wood will be found out. I think... Wood will continue to. Chris will continue to score goals. Knock on wood, of course. And Forest are going to find a way, and they're going to continue to try and have a good season. It will be interesting to see what happens if they start to struggle, and whether or not Nuno will stay at the club, given the friction between him and Marinakis. I think Marinakis is, like Levy, potentially a tumour on the club. And certainly looked like, an unfit git anyway. But yeah, 1-1. I agree with Orris' prediction, and I wonder if you're going with that too.
Oh yeah, I said I am. Yeah. That's what I had. Anyway. He must be physic, as Delboy would say. But because
the word is psychic. Del, we love you, but mate, you've got to do better than that.
Yeah, but no, I just go for 1-1 because I just think. Forest have got one. I mean, Wood, he probably would score. He would score. Yeah. But I would think so. You still got Gibbs right there, and a few others. They lost to Langer and one or two others in defence, I think. But I think that we've still got. We're going to have Shardy out. I'm afraid the smooth operator won't be operating. I think apparently I think he's going to be injured. So unfortunately he'll be out. But we got enough still. I think Thiago could come up with a goal, or Damsgaard or someone like that. Will come up with a goal there. So I think there's enough for us still to get a point here. I really do. So that's what I'm going for. It'd be a good start if we get a point, Wouldn't mind that. So
I'd like to see that happen. I mean, Forest have also made quite a lot of enemies of late with the way they've, conducted themselves over certain issues. And there will be a lot of people hoping that they get taken down a peg or two, hoping that the trees get chopped down, as it were. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. Yeah. We'll see what happens, definitely.
But how about this one, Manny? What some game this will be, wouldn't it? A bit tasty on the Sunday. Man United and Arsenal. What do we think's going to happen here, my friend?
Well, I'm going to keep this brief. I really don't have much hope of Arsenal getting too much from this game because, I think United are going to be motivated to make sure that they improve on last season's disaster class. And last season in this corresponding fixture, they should have beaten us all ways to Sunday. I think that was held on a Sunday. Pun intended, of course. And look, obviously, David Raya made some fine saves, but his positioning for that Fernandes free kick was awful. And, United just outplayed us and outclassed us. And I think Ruben's going to want to use that as motivation to try and get at us. And we do have quite a bit of uncertainty, of course. It does look as though Leandro Trossard might leave. If he does end up joining you lot at the G-Tech, then I know you'll treat him well and give him all the game time he deserves. And he might end up becoming one more of those players who leaves Arteta and thrives and reaches and gets back to the level that he was and ends up enjoying himself. And, that could very well be what it is. I'm going to go for a Desmond, but I wouldn't be surprised if United end up beating us because they just got that much more riding on themselves and they really will take this seriously. If we do come away with all 3 points, I will be happy because at least that means we have a chance of hitting the ground running. But I can't see us getting more than a point. And if we lose, then, we've just dug ourselves a huge hole.
Yeah. I think I'll put a draw for this as well. I think I'll put 1-1 for this one. I think it's going to be a draw. Not much in it really. Both teams. I mean, who's going to fire? Is both Gyökeres and Sesko going to turn up for the big gunfight here? What's going to happen?
I would expect both players to score. Both players will score.
Yeah, the Sesko kid versus you could say the other one is the.
They call him Blockers for some reason.
Oh right, yeah. I don't know what you can say about him as a gunfighter. I don't know, but no.
Gunfight at the OK Corral.
Well, they're not so OK United Stadium, you could say.
Yep. Old and rickety Trafford.
Yeah. Yeah, but the new one looks pretty cool when it's built. Yeah, might take a while, I think. But yeah, I think a 1-1 here. I can't see. I think it'd be 1-1, a point each. So nothing to say about there. But let's move on. What's going on here? I didn't want to go past that. What's happened? No, this is going mad now. What's the? I think there's one on Monday. I think it's the last one. I think is it Leeds and
Leeds and Everton. That's right. Leeds and Everton. I think we can't overlook that now, can we?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Leeds against Everton. Well, that's going to be interesting. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is expected to leave Everton, so. Leeds could be sniffing for him, and that could be very interesting indeed. Leeds versus Everton is one of those classic Premiership clashes from days gone by, and it's wonderful to see the fixture, back again. I think, interestingly enough, one of the final games before the start of the Premiership was Leeds United celebrating their then league championship win. That was the final First Division season before the Premiership came in, and obviously Leeds got into the Premiership that way as the defending champions. And their final game of that season was a home clash against Everton, a title party, back in 1992, I remember. And this is a great way for them to open the season, a nice home clash at Elland Road. Everton are always going to be tough opponents. And of course, this is the Nigel Martyn derby, played for both clubs during his career. Obviously, was more famous at Leeds United, but then that arrogant git, Terry Venables, Lord rest his soul, of course, saw it fit to freeze him out, and Martyn never played again. But then he moved to Everton the following season and played a big role in sending Leeds down to the Championship. Life comes at you fast, and karma can really be a female canine.
Yeah.
And this is another game which is going to have everything. I mean, Leeds are going to want to make a very big impression. I know that I predicted them to go back down, but they live for some of these clashes. And this could very well be a game where they will want to give their fans everything. I am amazed that talented Italian Wilfried Gnonto is still with them. I mean, he's such a quality, gifted little player. He should still be involved with the Italian team, and maybe a season of Premiership football will be what he needs to, get back into the picture. I think Spalletti's already resigned, so it's Gattuso who's the new manager, if memory serves me right. So Gattuso will want to look at Gnonto and possibly say, you know what, we could do with you in our team. Come back, son. And obviously, Everton have made some purchases, including getting a certain Jack the Lad to come there on loan. He's taken the number 18 jersey, which was worn by the likes of Wayne Rooney and a certain Paul John Gascoigne while they were there. So there are so many subplots in this game, and this is always a fixture that many of us look forward to. Leeds against Everton at Elland Road. Elland Road is always a cauldron in many ways, and I'm not going to predict a riot as the Kaiser Chiefs would, but this could very well be a game that will have a lot of talking points, and I do predict that there will be goals, and it will be really, really, really interesting to see how this works out. And I'll just briefly take a look at the Leeds squad to see who else they have on their books. Their goalkeeper is this Brazilian international named Lucas Perry. Should be interesting indeed. Ethan Ampadu, Welsh international, is captain. They've still got the likes of Pascal Stroik, Dan James, Joe Roden, and a few others. They've got Sean Longstaff on their books, the former Newcastle player. And we've been told that Patrick Bamford might not be in Daniel Farke's plans this season, but obviously a lot of things can, change. Another ex-Newcastle player, Carl Darlow, is one of the reserve goalkeepers. As I mentioned, Gnonto is there. Jack Harrison is still there. Ilan Melier might be sent out on loan, but he's still on the books. Brendan Aronson, the US international, he's still there. I think they've maintained a decent core and also could end up, doing some pretty good things. I just don't know if they'll necessarily have enough. And I think a lot of people have predicted that Daniel will basically Farke off after a few months or so. But for this particular game, I think Leeds are going to be determined to do well. I think there will be a little bit of pressure on Everton to make sure that they start their new campaign well. They'll be playing away from Goodison for the first time. They won't be at Goodison anymore. They've got a new stadium. I see this finishing in the Desmond, 2-2. Very difficult to call this.
Yeah, no, I think Everton are buying really well. They've got some good players, as you say, Grealish there now. I think they've got a really good team. They're getting a good team together now. And this guy called Barry, who, not from EastEnders, but they brought him from somewhere else, and he's supposed to be really good, get a few goals. So, Yeah, I think for me, I'm going 2-1 Everton. Yeah, I just think they'll have too much for Leeds, and I've got them to go down Leeds anyway. So I just see there's too much upheaval there with Farker as well. I think he's off. He's going to be going somehow. I don't think he's going to hang around there. He's going to be off at some stage. They'll probably axe him anyway. No, there's a lot of trouble going on there. So for me, Everton to nick it, I think 2-1. Yeah, so.
Okay, maybe Grealish to score the winner.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. But that's all that. That's all the predictions. And who knows what will happen? We'll find out. I mean, there's obviously another show tomorrow, as we know. Oris one tomorrow. So we'll find out. We'll probably go with the same ones, I suppose, tomorrow. I won't be changing mine, I don't think. So, yeah. So that should be interesting. And obviously, it's been a really good stream. I don't know the scores now. Is there anything more happening with the Super Cup there, Manny? With Spurs?
Yeah, it's still 2-0 to Spurs, and I think PSG are now trying to find a way through. But Frank seems to have brought a bit of a defensive spine to the team in many ways, and maybe in some ways this could be the way to play against some of the bigger teams. But I'll tell you what, having said all of that, PSG have still managed to find a way through into the penalty area. They just haven't been able to get their crosses on target. And I think this is more of a counter-attacking Spurs team. And PSG have looked really, really amateurish at times, it has to be said. I think, they're missing quite a few of the players who've helped them. I think there's no Dembele in the team, which is a bit of a surprise. And
forgot to say about Oris one there. Leeds 1, Everton 0 he's gone for in that last game.
Yeah, that was the last one. He's gone for Leeds to win, and obviously, he's not a person to necessarily have any kind of affection for Everton. I mean, well, he should, because if it weren't for Everton, they wouldn't have gotten Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, true. Yeah. They're scoring against a certain David Seaman. Yeah, remember that when he was just was a teenager, 17 or whatever.
Yes, and I also remember a certain Kevin Campbell being in the Everton team that day, and carrying Wayne Rooney on his back to celebrate that. Rest in peace, King Kev, never to be forgotten.
Gone too soon, really. Went too soon, that guy. But brilliant player. From a very good, a great team that you used to have. Can't say so anymore, I'm afraid. But well, I don't know. You could say have a good team, but it's just the manager that holds you back. That's the problem, isn't it? Really.
It's always the manager. It's always the manager, and it can only be the manager. We will never progress as long as this idiot is still in charge of our club.
No, you've actually got some pretty good players there still, and it's just the way they're managed. It's it's not great, is it? I mean, you see a few there that are really special, Saka, and of course, and now you got Norgard, who's quality. Wish we still had him, but there we go. And you got a lot of others now. Gyökeres, let's hope you don't ruin him. Like I think he saw ruin Martinelli. Do you think he's going, Martinelli, Manny?
I hope he leaves. I mean, he's going to be one player who will probably thrive and excel away from Arteta, like several others have done. I mean, you take a look at the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe and a few others who've left Arteta, and they've done well. Obviously, Smith-Rowe had issues with injuries, but I think this coming season he should now take his chance and become a real key player. And of course, going back to Arsenal, there's this video doing the rounds on Twitter about Tony Adams basically saying it's time for Mikel Arteta to step up at Arsenal, saying things like you're not going to win the league with Martin Odegaard as captain, so Arteta should have made the call to replace him as skipper, and he hasn't done it. Rice is better than Arteta, a winner. And Arteta isn't a winner. I mean, he's only won one FA Cup where he didn't really make any contributions. Although, to be fair, he did have his share of successes elsewhere, club level, with Rangers and I think PSG. But with Arsenal, he just wasn't able to cut the mustard, really.
No, but that's true. But anyway, man, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to find. Where can we find you, buddy? Anyway.
Yeah, well, first of all, big up to you, Steve. Thanks a lot for inviting me back onto the buzz. Where obviously we were buzzing about the Carling Cup news and also buzzing to hear PSG being beaten. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I'm not buzzing per se, but it's nice to see those Parisians being cut down to size.
Yeah,
Bunch of arrogant gits, in my opinion. And so you can find me here occasionally on the Buzz, the Hive of Football Chat, and also on your other channel where you chat England cricket. And I think obviously later on we're going to be doing a lot of previews for the Women's World Cup. That's going to be coming quite soon, and hopefully by that time Heather Knight will be fit to play again. We've had a huge hiccup against India, obviously, both the men and the women, it has to be said. And both our teams are going to have to do a lot of work to redeem themselves. And you can also find me on Oris Talks Football. I will be there for tomorrow's stream. Big up as well to Spurs U Asian TV, who is, in fact, doing a watch-along for this game right now back in Malaysia. I think he's at what they call the Mamak shop, where they get some pretty decent food, and there's a huge group of Asian Spurs fans there. And big up to several other channels where I hope to, come back on again soon. And there's nothing much else to say except obviously this weekend is the return of the Premiership, so we're all quite excited for that, and definitely looking forward to the new season. Hopefully, we will see a better, more improved Arsenal team taking it seriously and giving us the belief that they can win something. And for me, it's the Premiership or the Champions League. I know that it would mean a great deal to us to win the domestic cup, but unless we challenge for the big prizes, those things are just going to, paper over some cracks, I should say. That's pretty much it. There's nothing much else for me to say except thank you once again, Steve, and big up to all of you who've joined in the chat. Big up to Orest, of course, who joined us earlier, his little cheeky self as always. And hope to see you all again back on the Buzz again soon, and also back on the Cricket Channel again soon. But until then, enjoy the sporting action that's coming up with obviously the Premiership returning this weekend and others. Do take care of yourselves as always. Be safe, be happy, do unto others as you'd have others do unto you, and don't do anything that Mr. B or I wouldn't do. Until then, farewell, goodbye, God bless, adieu, amen, and I've got to go and sleep. Good night.